Pascal, where are you from?
I'm from Axel, the Netherlands.
Oh, so such a far away from here. Why have you decided to come to Donbass?
15 years ago I was leaving NATO by my own fault. I was kicked out. I did something which is not proper for a soldier to do. But after that I started thinking about why NATO is everywhere. We were at that time in Bosnia and I was thinking about what were we doing actually there, because the country was torn up, and in the last 15 years we've seen a lot of those similar situations which occurred in Libya, Syria, Iraq. I'm not implying that everything is the same, but it's always, the war starts with lies and the public is, oh yeah, look, a dictator, not a good man. Yeah, our political leaders are doing something, that's good, we pay for it. But actually they do it everywhere, and they do it without consent, they do it for profit. And it's not our political leaders, but it's the big businesses behind it, which also occurred in World War II. We all know the big companies who produced gas to gas the Jews, and we all say, oh, that's horrible, we don't want that again. After World War II we created NATO, and it's actually doing the same. If you look at the statistics, how many people were killed in the wars created by lies by the West in the last 15 years, I think we already passed the number of World War II, and that's a form of fascism. You have different forms of fascism when people actually wear the symbols, which they do here on the other side. That was for me the step that I had to make. I don't want to live in a society where fascism rules. You don't see fascism at our place, France, Belgium, Germany. You don't see it because it's hidden. It's people have it good and they only think, oh, we have it good, so that's okay. But we are paying in the West to Kiev, and they are waging war on terrorists. I don't know what they call terrorists here, because people live over here 3 kilometers away. You come from here, yeah. You're no terrorist.
I'm not a terrorist.
No. So people here are defending their own homes, and over there people are wearing symbols, wolfangel, hakenkruis. I don't know how to say that in English, but we openly support the regime, the government, if you will, in Kiev. And so there is hidden fascism. I don't know, there are different forms in my opinion, and yeah, that was actually more the case that I said, no, I'm going over there.
When did you decide to come here?
We now live in September, so that will be 1 year ago, 1 year and 2 months ago. Yeah, 1 year and 2 months ago we did a little bit of planning, half a year. We had a dog, we had a house. Actually I still have it, they're searching me because I didn't sell the house, I just left. Yeah, they're at it again.
Yep.
So we did a half year of planning, and in March, when we had everything arranged, we stepped in the car and we drove off. Me, my wife, actually she's not my wife, but my 2 children and my dog. And we just left. But...
So all your family is here?
Not all my family, but if you will, yes, my wife and my 2 children are here.
Do you feel any language barrier? Are you learning Russian now?
First time, because you just mentioned it's far away from here in the Netherlands. It's actually almost from west to east. It's not that far because I drove 800, 900 kilometers a day in my former work, but we drove to Germany, Poland, then to the north, and then from Latvia to Moscow, Rostov, to Donetsk, because I didn't want to cross Ukraine territory.
Like me?
Yeah, no, okay, I don't know, but that's approximately 4,000 kilometers. So it was an exciting drive. Yes, it was especially the M4, the south of Moscow. That was.
What are your impressions of Donbass?
Friendly people. Friendly people. They're not. Friendly people, and a lot of people are afraid to make friends because they've lost a lot of friends the last 3 years, I think. I can imagine that, and sometimes that's hard, but also many families who are torn up because of the war. Maybe approximately, maybe I'm not gonna go into names, but a few kilometers away, other cities, there are living families which have families in Donbass. Many sad people, many wounded. I've been to the graveyard, and my neighbor said that when he showed me the graveyard, can you see those graves? Yes, 3 years ago those weren't there. So that what fascism does.
Did you see the Russian army here?
No, I haven't seen any Russians. That's almost like you're asking me a joke or something. But in the Netherlands, and they're always talking in the media about Russian help, and even if Russian help, so what? Who is paying for ISIS? Who is paying for the FSA in Syria? We are doing that over there, and here they are complaining that when people in the backyard of Russia is fighting, they can't help. That's a joke. That's a joke.
I told that because of this new law of Donbass reintegration that Ukraine wants to vote, in which they say that Russia is an aggressor state against Ukraine, and that they have invaded and they are occupying Donbass.
Well, we can go into that one. If you go back to the Cold War, when the wall went down in Berlin, and they put in the alcoholic man Yeltsin as a puppet, they agreed with Gorbachev that they would not extend. But if you look at the map from the Cold War till now, there's only one step, and that's DNR. Mm-hmm. That's DNR. If they take DNR, they're at the border of Russia. So who's lying all the time? It's NATO. It is NATO.
Yeah, so
that's the aggressor. NATO is the aggressor.
So no Russian army, no Russian occupant here. Not at all.
There are people who saw people die, women get raped. They stepped up for their own homes, their own families, their own children, their own property. No, and even if there is help, or if there was help, so what? Look at where the NATO bases are, American bases. They're all over the world. This is DNR. It's almost 150 kilometers from the Russian border till the lines. Why can't Russian help over there? It's not like they're in Berlin, although they've been there 2 times already, so they better watch out.
They are always also, NATO is always playing on this fear that Russia could invade, like the Baltic state, like Poland. What do you think about this rhetoric from NATO?
I think that they have a really good media instrument, because they didn't invade the Baltic states, but the Baltic states were USSR before, and actually they have played them with their media to make those people want to be in the West, democratic, etc., etc. But the West is not democratic. Yeah, people think so. It's an illusion. It's people, do you want the euro? No, we don't. Oh, sorry, we do get the euro. Oh, okay. the Baltic states, I don't think Russian is going over there. There's no need for...
No interest.
I don't think there's no. People or countries or need to want to belong to a state, otherwise it has no... it will not have any success if you invade. People here, if you look at Victory Day, people from Donbass, they go to the streets. The people want to be with Russia, but Russia says, no, you are DNR. Oh, okay. People in the West, if they are asked to come to an event or something, they only go to festivals. Yes, many. But protests or something, no, they're too busy paying their bills. Too busy paying their bills.
Would you have a message from people in Western countries? What would you like to tell them about what's happening here and which echoes they have from the Western media? What do you want to tell them?
I want to tell them that if they want to know what is happening over here, they need to get their lazy ass behind their computer and search for information and not trust the media, because media is bullshit over there. Every media has their own ways on both sides. That's the way it works. But if you want information, you can find it, because we're not living in a Bronze Age. We're living in an information age, era, how you call it, I don't know. You can find it. There are people like on Maidan in the media. They were telling things at our media, and I was searching videos from people who were at Maidan, and I was seeing different things, people who are there and people things which were being said, just like the MH17. When that happened, the roads were full of people in the Netherlands when the human remains were brought in. And now when you mention MH17, I don't care. I don't understand it. If you know about certain things which are happening and you know about it, how can you turn away and walk away? It's no. That's why.
That's why you're here.
That's why.
What is your war surname?
Sorry?
Your war code name?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No, I don't have one. You can just call me by my name, because I want people to find me. Let them come. Pascal Hillebrand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.